Hello, welcome
Yeah,
to another episode of Gioseppe's podcast. Oh shit, I forgot the title of my podcast. It's Giuseppe's
this
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, it's my podcast. I trick people into talking to me during 3 a.m. And today's victim is uh, Malaking Ethics, aka Adrian. He's a graphic artist and someone I play games with frequently. Say hello.
Yo, what's up? Sorry, I don't have no camera. I'm also a little shy. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Next,
Uh,
shy
yeah.
boy si Adrian. Kaya, ladies, just, find him at his social medias.
Um, I have a girlfriend though.
Oh shit, o nga no. O nga no! Ladies, don't find him on social media. Just commission him there.
Yeah, actually,
Man,
that's good. That's good.
I forget about those stuff. Oh, God. It's like,
That's cool. It's cool. No worries.
I remember today, I think there's like, uh, just me and Max, or like, when we were playing Valorant, tapos parang nabanggit mo yung girlfriend mo, and then Max is like, and pala yung kailangan eh. Kailangan pala natin. And also, that was the time na, naka-push, like, you weren't at a Discord call, so, me and Max were like talking, like, you were like getting high scores, and then Max was like, kailan pala kailangan lang ng girlfriend eh, parang,
I remember you guys. I can hear you guys kasi may team party siya, may team party call pa rin.
yeah, no,
It's like I just
yeah, actually, and then Max ended up being, ended up pushing to push, doing his team speak kasi uh, he knows na wala ka pala sa Discord. He was like, ano, wala. Yeah, that was good times.
good time.
Yeah, so
Uh,
today's
yeah.
guest kinda, medyo natulog kasi it's 3 a.m. and I understand, totally understand. Like, I'm not, it might sound sarcastic, but I totally understand, my dude. I'll try to arrange another uh day with him kasi I know na mahirap staying up all night. I mean, even I get problems sometimes, pero yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even everyone's had those. Naman talaga. It's not easy staying up. Sometimes, siguro most of us just stay up at this hour due to force of habit. Sometimes.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, actually, I didn't used to stay up this late. I only started staying up this late of video games, but uh, people would, most artist friends would be like, nighttime is the best time because you could be drawing and shit like that, or it's the peace and quiet. That
Yeah,
kaya,
actually, I mean that's pretty true. Cause it's like, most people here at home function at early hours in the morning.
and they're noisy
So
as fuck.
yeah, and happens to me kasi syempre being the eldest, it's hard to
Whoa.
catch a break, especially
Kuya,
especially kapag panganay ka.
Kuya Adrian. Shit. Damn. Ikaw pa yung responsible one and you're the one playing games like the most, I feel like. Is that true?
uh, more or less, yeah.
Ikaw yung panganay, so ikaw unang maglalaro. Yung mga ganun ba?
I guess maybe.
ilan
I
ba,
mean,
ilan ba kayo? Three? Two?
um, there's four of us. Two.
Damn.
There's only two of us here. Na kami ng sister ko. Tapos, my half siblings live with my dad. No, well,
Oh,
my dad's currently abroad, pero yung stepmom ko and my half siblings currently live abroad in US. My dad's
damn.
planning to move there soon. Then.
Wait, I got confused. Your dad was in abroad?
Yeah, he's in UAE.
Ah, okay. I was like, they're both
Yeah,
abroad?
yeah, kasi yung
Nah,
my
different
dad and
place,
my
yeah.
stepmom, my dad and my stepmom are originally talaga nagstay sa UAE. Pero
Oh,
so they're planning to move to the US. So since yung stepmom ko is yung unang nakuha na visa, siya muna along with my half siblings.
tapos to follow ka na lang.
Uh possible. Kasi it depends if after my dad possibly gets us a visa, I could ask maybe for a sponsorship or something.
Pero like,
Uh,
since
dep-
panganay ka naman, I don't, like, have they asked you na, do you want to go? Kasi,
My dad has asked me many times then if I wanted to maybe try my hand out on being somewhere else. Like for example, UAE nga, since my dad had been stayed kasi ako rin dati may residential visa din ako sa UAE dati. But it expires once you turn 19 kasi.
oh, wow. Then, like, you automatically get that, and then, like, expires just when you turn 19, or,
No, no, no. That's ina-apply siya. It's by application.
okay. Pero, have you, no, kasi this was different na eh. So, you're going, different, I mean, like, there's a difference naman with UAE and US. For you naman, have you, like, considered going to the US, or,
I have. Actually, I've even asked my dad na possible na, for example, if he ended up
yeah.
like moving there early na, if he can maybe help me at least find uh find a career there or it's like maybe have him lend a helping hand move there. But
Mm,
also like nothing is certain pa naman. So I
yeah.
do
Lalo na with
uh
today's climate. I mean, it's hard. It's
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not exactly too stoked much on the US. I mean, if I had a choice, I would either pick uh Australia or Canada.
Canada. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I also prefer Canada more. Dahil lang sa Scott Pilgrim. Pero, that's not just that's
Yeah.
I've heard good things also with
Yeah, mostly
Canada.
for the is like healthcare.
Oh yeah, also, yeah, there's that. And for me, from what I know, which isn't much anyway, pero since taga Pinas lang naman ako, there are plenty of, there are more foreigner, like, there's like a more established Asian community in Canada
Yeah, I heard as well.
compared sa kasi everything's like Los Angeles or California lang, and then you have
Actually,
like the Asian community is like really divided na kinda, kasi like there's the Indians, Koreans, like those type of stuff.
I yeah, actually, my stepmom is currently staying in LA and dun nga possibly rin nga lilipat din that ko. So, yun nga, prevalent daw sobrang Asians sa LA.
Yeah.
The thing for me is like, okay, I want to go to Canada, but I also have this like dream of like being able to get like, okay, I wouldn't say I'm a car guy, but I do like cars to a certain extent. Okay,
Okay, yeah, understandable.
apparently in the US, LA is the easiest where you can get JDM stuff. JDM stands for Japanese Domestic Market.
Ooh, wow. So you're getting like Japan. You're trying to build like a an old school box type Japanese car.
Yeah, either that or custom motorcycle.
You into initial D? Yung mga ganun na bagay na cars ba? Or
Actually, yeah, cause
well, not gonna lie, the car aesthetic is dope, especially like when painted right.
yeah, tuner cars are the best, man. That's why.
Because I like
Okay.
at home right now, my dad's car is like a box type something something. I don't know what's it called, and it looks terrible. But when I saw like pictures of the same car, but with the aesthetic theme to it, it looks like dope. Like
Yeah,
you feel the vibe of like the like it was like taken care of like properly. Yung sa tatay ko kasi ended up not turning out well basically.
yeah, exactly. Ako kasi like okay. I mean, I'm not like I don't think that biker gangs are all good or all bad. It's like I'm not really sure what biker gangs are because I have yet to like to meet one myself. So it's like is it possible to like um there's like this Asian community of in LA apparently that are into motorcycles and to cars and mostly JDM stuff lang dun talaga. Tapos they
Wow.
have this like group of people that uh that use low riding scooters.
Damn, I think I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, it's like yung mga old models ng scooters that only go for like 50 to 90 cc.
I feel like,
Pero
yeah, yeah,
but
I've seen that. I've
yeah,
seen that.
but they
Yeah,
customize it and they trick it out so well na it just looks good
yung
and it
parang
looks
pwede
fun.
pang highway pero it shouldn't be. Mga ganon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a bike type person and he's a weeb kaya medyo he got into like that type of aesthetic na yung parang uh
Bosozoku.
I don't know but I feel like that's it.
Yeah, actually that's my kind of thing then, pero not entirely into the ano. Kasi historically speaking, Bosozokus or Japanese biker gangs started from soldiers who couldn't
Ooh.
die in battle daw. So they just started terrorizing neighborhoods and shit.
With bikes.
Yeah.
Like more bikes or
Yeah, motorbikes because they're loud as hell, right?
sabagay. Yeah, especially considering the time period. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. It makes sense. Damn.
But I mean, now biker gangs in Japan die out, but I'm like the aesthetic stays. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
the way they customize the bikes, man. My
I feel like
God,
every anime, they're like every delinquent school animes have like those type of pimped out
motorcycles,
motorcycles. Yeah,
yeah.
there's like
Pero ano,
yeah,
yeah. Pero the thing is about pimping out motorcycles in Japan, apparently, kasi it's like sobrang ano rin kasi sa kanila. They hold
value.
what? Oh, they hold value and they hold ato automotive mechanic to a high degree.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. I understand. Yeah. So it's like
Apparently, ano pala, sa kanila to, ay, sorry, sige,
no, like
proceed ko muna.
it's basically like a prestige job, basically,
Y-
kinda.
Yeah, it's like dito, kasi dito we have a lot of garages. And,
Yeah.
it's like doon sa Japan, apparently, for you to be officially employed in like a garage that officially fixes mga ganong stuff. You have to have like 2 years minimum of experience in mechanical engineering or something.
Wow. Like, damn man, that's hard. Pero it's it does make sense though.
It's
Dito,
their industry, eh.
yeah, dito parang vocational lang yung mga ganun na bagay.
Yeah,
But yeah. And also it makes sense kasi it's like a booming market na rin. So they kind of like want people to also invest on the people taking care of those stuff. So
exactly.
it makes sense, man.
Pero, damn, I want a motorcycle. I was actually saving up for one that in my old job, pero I had some issues come up that I had to use my savings for it.
Like a scooter or
No, it was like
a
a
big
cafe,
bike.
not necessarily, cafe racer type.
I don't know what that looks like, but okay. That sounds cool. That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool.
Does it? Can you do that on like highways or?
Um, depends. The one I wanted to get, I still can't use in a highway
Ah, okay.
because of the, I don't know, the
CC.
limitations. Yeah,
Yeah.
CC.
CC come in.
Yeah.
Well, we went from talking about yung sa visa shit to cars
Two motorcycles.
to motorcycles. Pero I want to wrap back to that yung kanina na what's that thing called? What was I fucking talking about? Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Step on the katol, man. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I placed it right below my feet to kill all the mosquitoes. But at the same time, I stepped on it, so I'm the
Actually, do
fool.
that too. Don't worry, I ginagawa ko rin.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yeah. Yung like, have you like since you're there's a point of me like especially when I became like this artist type. wherein there have been relatives and family that were asking if I ever wanted to consider going to like the US and then like try to uh help me get that visa shit. And then I think it was like around 2017, yeah. They
Hmm.
when they assumed that I was getting popular and shit like that.
Uh,
Yeah, so like they're like, oh, and also I have like a cousin that recently migrated. I don't think recently, a few years now migrated, and now he's like working in a what place is that? Nickelodeon. Yeah, he's working on Nickelodeon
mhm.
studios, and as like a storyboard artist, and yung parang good, like that type of fancy job, art job.
Yeah.
And me they were like saying that since it's like California or whatever, like that's like one of the best I should kind of do the same thing. And hearing it like sounds good, but I've like already invested like a lot here in the Philippines,
Yeah, exactly.
so it's hard for me to be like, yeah, okay, I'll move.
Yeah, I think the same thought goes for me. Kasi ako, okay, the thing is, I've only like started to like only do the entire online thing, uh,
Yeah,
properly, probably around last year or to this year. So,
yeah,
kasi, I mean, I don't have much invested yet, pero the thing is, for me, when it comes to that, or at least when people easily assume na just because you can do something here, it means it's the same there. Well, it's ano eh,
it's harder.
it's harder. Tsaka, it's also not the same industry, so to speak. Na it's like you can make comics or conceptually, like more concepts as to yourself, or you can
Mhm.
write yourself compared to actually sometimes drawing already pre-existing stuff or having to make up, like trying to make just to continue on already pre-existing stuff is also pretty hard.
True that. I mean,
Kasi,
yeah.
yeah. Kasi I've interned at a animation studio dito sa Manila,
Haha.
and I was an intern under the director. I was in editing, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so apparently it's like even as a director, they also tend to have to do some of the responsibilities of other animators, like what's this called? Viz dev. It's almost like a viz dev job, visual develop or something. It's like they have to draw the props that
Oh,
the other
okay.
animators would have to use for reference and to like use per each scene. I'm like,
That's
that's uh,
that sounds tough. Yeah.
yeah, that's cool enough. It's really tough. I mean, actually, because of that internship job, I kind of dreamed of being like what they call the shit.
Animator,
No, 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 not anime. I forgot what the other job was. It's like layout
visual.
artist.
Okay.
Layout artist.
Nice.
Basically, layout artist. They like give you a turnaround of the scene, or like of what the room should appear like conceptually,
Yeah.
and you would have to draw the layout or like the line work for what the scene should look like for each cut or for each scene.
So it's like storyboarding,
Yeah,
pero
and
more on the visuals area, like not the pacing, pero more on like the added visual effects, parang ganon.
ex- yeah, exactly. Because I saw some of them, some of the layout artists do their work, and these are like the older ones, and like the super veteran guys, and the amount of detail they have to do in a short amount of time is just
Damn.
whoa.
Yeah.
Um,
There's a part where there was a time I wanted to get into something like that, especially ads. Yeah, was that ano tawag? Mga ad companies.
yeah, yeah.
I wanted to aim for that level. pero at the same time, they're very yung especially sa advertising, they're more into getting people with degrees on at least fine arts or
Mm,
and such. And while for animation or yeah, in animation naman, looking for jobs here, it looked it sound good, but there's like so
it's
much horror stories on like the
dude,
works.
so much, so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, like I didn't need to experience it to just know na okay, this isn't for me. I would
Cause
never appreciate. Yeah,
okay, okay. Okay. Speaking of horror stories about working in animation here, like I've made some friends
yeah.
in my internship in this animation studio, and he's actually one of a local artist I actually also follow. His work is pretty good. I can't mention it since I can't mention the studio or his name because it will also reveal his identity. But
Okay.
um, it's been like after 2 years since my internship, I met him at a local. Uh,
Convention.
no, it was a concert. It was a gig,
Wow.
and I was like, dude, how you been? He's like, I'm pretty good, Psycho. Psycho, I was, no, I remembered Psycho after I graduated, I was planning to like, to go back there and maybe also work there. It's like,
Yeah.
don't. Literally said, don't.
Yeah. There, like most of my friends, especially in the comic scene, there are plenty of them that
Went
came,
in
yeah,
animation.
went in animation. And I remember there was this one time I talked to like, I mean, My Little Pony. I think
Yeah.
I'm not affiliated. I don't know the person that was the one I was talking to. I forgot his name. Pero he was one of the people who worked on the movie, and he told me how much he made, and I was like fucking in shock because at the same time I just left my day job, and my day job is like shit because all I do is like I worked in like a printing press type work,
Hmm.
and all I did was like legit just press print or and sometimes do graphic design, but mostly printing. And that job paid like below the minimum, and
Hmm.
I was okay with that because it gave me a lot of time to like do comics and art
Yeah.
and shit like that. So it was helpful in like build and like get it's like making a bit of money on the side, at the same time be able to do the grind to make more money hopefully. And uh this animator told me that he makes like this amount of money, and then when I found that out, I was like, man, that's even lower than my day job. And I'm like, he was like, what? And then he's just like an animator, so like my job is like slacking off, his job is like uh beating deadlines, yung
Yeah.
ganon.
Constantly drawing to like to beat deadlines.
Yeah.
Apparently, kasi pala, they only get paid per panel or per page.
No, per what's that thing called, frame,
Per,
per frame.
per frame, yeah, per
Yeah.
frame. I'm like, dude, that's
That's murder, man. That's
yeah,
murder.
that's murder. It's like that.
It's,
That's what makes an artist die inside.
yeah, yeah. And imagine that me doing a small time gig that's like all I do is like what's the shittiest thing there? Well, all I did was like design tarpaulins most of the time. And
That was also my first day job.
yeah, it was a cheat. I did it for like the flexible time, and it was
Yeah.
very easy. And I made more than a hardworking animator here in the Philippines, and that's how much I found out now. Okay, it's a good thing I never tried animation. Besides, like the whole like pay wise, it's shit, and at the same time, you hear like a lot of stories of like how the business is terrible, like terrible business practices. Yung parang uh parang politics, like yung mga hierarchy bullshit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yung office politics, mga ganun na uh, irrelevant stuff that adds pressure to your work. Unnecessary pressure pala.
Dude, I hear so much of that, especially din sa ano, from someone I know in college who used to also work in an animation studio. A lot of it deals with office politics.
Yeah, actually, I had like friends who had lost their jobs because of office politics, and like it got blamed over something else. Pero they the root cause was office politics. The parang like they would judge like the person's work because of the office politics. So
Uh,
like it was it seemed like so it seems so sad. Kaya when my kaya when I heard nga my cousin went to the US and got like an animating job there. I was really proud because that he could never do that. I think he tried, or
here,
yeah, like if you tried, like the only way to actually uh make a good living off of animation is like working in the US. Kasi you get
yeah,
like what do you call those? Parang may union, may
yeah,
you like
yeah, my
may
unit.
labor union. Parang like there are stuff that that could be a safety net for you.
Mm.
Well, here sa Pilipinas, walang ganon. And then you're like, what? There's no labor union for artists. And yeah, that's
Wait,
like one
well,
of the dumb shits. What you're saying?
wait, walang labor union for artists dito?
It I'm not sure if it's in like from what I know, pag sa animation wala.
Oh shit.
And for if you were like to go extended to like maybe advertising meron,
Uh,
pero like stuff we're in like it has like a lot of free that we're in titles are kind of like freelance work. Wala.
yeah.
Because like for example, the mga production shit on like GMA or ABS, many of those are counted as freelance work, and that's why they like they don't get. That's why competition is like really hard
Mm.
because if you don't fit like um more or less like yung office politics, you get booted out. Tapos wala kang safety net na labor union or whatever. Yeah, that's shit.
It's really messed up.
Yeah.
Sabi ko nga, like, yun nga, that's one point I tried to raise with someone who said, I forgot who told me this, but told me like, if you want a great job in creatives when it comes to companies, it's better to just go to the source. I think which happened to your cousin kasi he went to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
US,
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual source of where it's coming from. Kasi dito yung mga animation studios dito, it's more for outsourcing work
Outsource.
lang.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it was good. That was good nga na ano parang ganun yung nangyari sa kanya. Kasi he doesn't have to like deal with the burden of like
Mm,
the dumb. Pero he has
the,
his
the
own
bad labor practices
worries.
here.
Pero yeah, bad labor practices. Ay, pangit lang. Tito. I mean, even like with the comic scene, like I would hear stories na, especially like the like when people were like bringing back the whole like reminiscing like the golden age of comics, yung
Comics, yeah.
mga 80s, 90s, or mga ganun na bagay. Even then, like si Jerry Alangian, he
Mm,
told me like this there are like stories wherein even like around those times walang union for artists. Artists were like paid so little. They don't get. I don't think many were able to keep the originals of their work, and at the
what?
same time, yeah, kasi ano that's why there's like it's mga collector's item yung mga originals ng old comics kasi it's so hard to find them. It's many were like burned away during the Marcos era, and yeah, that's like how. much little control artists had kasi they had like a weekly deadline of drawing amazing art, yung parang pang Marvel Comics type shit.
Yeah.
And then
Ah, yeah.
they would do a lot of those in just a day. Like they would work 11 hours of like full on drawing, or you know, like non-stop inking, and they would do that every day until like they get tired. and and then they're like working on like two three types of titles at the same time. And yeah, that's why like creativity wala masyado sa storytelling, pero at the draw art, it's like beautiful as fuck kasi everybody's really giving their best, and then they're like paid barely enough to, kasi ano eh, most of them like either like lost the rights to like the brand or like the comic, or like they're just commissioned artists, yung parang ganun lang na,
Uh, it's like
you know.
someone else wrote it, and they're just the ones who had to draw it.
Yeah, or like once after like they drew it, ang dun lang, like they don't get royalties or some
What?
shit like that.
It's messed up.
Basta the deals back then were like so um like terrible na when it started to like, that's why like comics started to die down na rin
Mm.
kasi when they were like trying to ask for more, they would like bring up new media like TV, uh and other shit wherein you're like, "Oh, okay, we have to compromise or else," yung mga ganun na bullshit. Yeah, it's kind of sad na that's like how uh business practices here in the PH mostly work with.
Well,
Yeah,
uh, unfortunately naman kasi it's a real thing that happens almost really everywhere
everywhere.
then,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to creative works. Like, dude, just look at, uh, I mean, like, I'm a huge fan of manga or Japanese, ano, pero God, the labor practices and the,
Yeah.
it's like, almost like all of most Japanese artists or mangaka strive so hard to at least reach the label Shonen Jump or ganun man lang. And if they did, they're like given like say most of their work is just to write off so much deadlines week for week. Kaya,
But I heard naman na ano, like they kind of make it seem like they're taken care of.
yeah, but apparently unfortunately that's not true eh. Kasi um I forgot kung saan ko nakita yun. May documentary about mangakas na they're like may ibang mangaka that are like kapag medyo popular sila and they're trying to meet so much deadlines, maghahanap sila ng mga gustong magpa-apprentice for like unpaid labor.
Wow. Shit, I should try finding those documentaries. From what I know lang kasi is they get they don't get paid well naman. They get paid reasonably. It's
Mm.
just that uh
They just work so much late hours.
no, it's like it's not just that. Basically the demand for quality is so
Uh,
high, parang ibang standards yung tingin, especially like with people who just pirate the shit. Uh,
yeah.
like our like people's standards towards anime and manga are like so fucking high that they will like literally flame people like artists for not doing a good job. I mean,
Yeah.
which what there was like an especially sa anime, like if your anime is like animated is like shit, like people will really get upset over that, and then you're like, but dude, man, that took like those people aren't either, those people also aren't getting paid that well, like there are reasons why things are like that. Yung
Yeah.
parang they were like, no, nah, they should be all perfect. It should all be like
Yeah.
what's that anime? It should all look like Mob Psycho 100 movement. Yung parang
I mean, Studio Bone. That was animated by Studio Bones, man. Studio Bones is like always what's cool in the Japanese animation, and
Yeah, pero ayun nga, like the demand for quality is so high in the
It's so high.
in Japan specifically that even the art that's why like many stories of like artists
Burning out.
burnout
Yeah.
or like over fatigue and shit.
Yeah, that's why a lot of a lot of series are on hiatus, or like mga manga, or just keep getting stuck on hiatus because they debilitate yung health ng mga authors nila.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. And it's also like these authors know na they want quality, they want to
Yeah,
produce quality. So like yung parang mindset nila isn't after like how much they're getting paid. It's like more
sure.
it's also part na I want to be remembered by this.
Yeah.
Like they're really staking everything. Like parang sobrang high risk
Uh,
kind
yeah.
of medium reward type
Reminds me of one manga I read. Na I'm not sure if you're familiar with the.
shit Bakuman.
No, 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 no. It's a more grim reality of this. I think it's kind of more of a reflection nga nung mismo author. Are
What
you familiar with Oyasumi Punpun?
I've heard of it. The Good Night
You know,
Good Night.
yeah, but that not that exact manga. There was another manga by the same author called Downfall.
I haven't checked. I'll check it out.
It's basically like the story of the main character was a mangaka who was he was well renowned for one of his works, but apparently, unfortunately, he can't produce anything better than that. So he keeps getting like worse and worse criticisms. It's like his entire career is starting to fade out to a point that he just clings to his vices to try
Damn.
to like yeah.
Wow. I mean, damn, that's hard. I've read like a few mangas na that they depict na yung hardship of making manga lang. Pero yeah, I mean, even like stories from mangakas themselves, like they already show like they already speak na how hard it is to be in like in their industry.
Mm.
And that type of thing doesn't much really resonate like with Western comics. I mean, I don't know how if I've never heard like problems with like American creators being underpaid. I have not yet, or over
Well, I
yeah.
think the only issues of Western creatives in terms of freelance work or comics when it comes to pay, like
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
colorists or illustrators, is of course most of the job is considered quote unquote freelance even though under contract. So what problem is they're not insured in terms of health.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Sabagay. Sabagay, yeah. I guess that makes sense. But
So
damn.
there's like stories of people like already like still in hospital beds and still trying to make deadlines.
Damn, man. And that's one reason why I'm kind of like glad uh I went like the indie route, even though
Yeah,
like it doesn't really pay much. I can never see myself trying that hard. I'm not one of those 1% people that could do that.
yeah.
That's
I
next
mean,
level shit.
yun nga, sabi na tawag doon, it takes a certain kind of crazy to really submit yourself to hardship just to achieve something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even like uh even like with anything, if you want to be the best, you either have to like it's not like you're born with it. It's more like you have to need the drive for it,
Yeah, exactly.
which is weird when with like the whole artist thing, because people assume that you need to be born an artist to be an
Yeah,
artist.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of funny. What really irks me sometimes when people just call you talented. I mean, okay, I get it. Like, okay, I get it that it's something you can't do, but sometimes when they assume that that it's something that you can easily do, and just like it's like magic or something, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's for me nga na when people think na I'm like this very good art, like I'm like talented as fuck or something. I mean, I understand why they would assume that, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I placed in the hours for this. That's why I can flex. Nah, I could like draw like that, or do that type of work. I said I placed in the hours. I placed in the
yeah.
effort into it. That's like ang stupid lang yung mindset minsan na they assume na baka yung
I mean,
bata pa. Well, it makes sense na if bata ka pa lang you were drawing kasi, and that's why
yeah,
you got good. Kasi
especially if you were encouraged
yeah,
by
yeah.
your parents, yeah.
Kasi yung mga ganun, more or less you've placed more time. That's
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
point.
That's literally the entire point. It's a developed thing, eh.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, sometimes kasi it's sometimes ano eh. Pero the thing is, pardon, some people just want the payoff without having to do a lot of their hard work.
yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, that's not how it goes. Eh. Minsan nga the payoff feels so much better after you've felt through that hard work, man.
Yeah, and I can like
Kaya,
I kind of like attest, like I could like agree with that kasi kailan ba? Well, from the year 20 let's say mga 2018, that's when I'm like very confident with my skill as an artist na uh una ano I get I ask for like the correct amount, like for me the fair amount of for the commissions, like I know how to
mm,
price myself properly and not like undervalue my shit, yung mga ganun na bagay. And another thing is I could actually, I'm like confident when it comes to like what I'm drawing, because like there are people who are like, oh, I can't draw hands. I'm like, nah, man, I can't draw hands. Or like I can't draw every day. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, like I can flex my
yeah.
skill level because I placed in the effort, and like, I could act. I could. But basically, yung point nga is like I could do. Like I'm confident in showing off my arts, my skill, because I've actually placed in the grind into like
Ito, ano eh.
developing it.
For one thing pa eh, sinabi mo nga yung ano yung sinabi, can't draw hands na gano'ng type of ano issues. Kasi I gotta admit, I can't draw super good hands, but the thing is, I at least can draw hands enough to convince others that it looks like a hand.
That's the confidence you need. That's
So
actually, yeah.
that's the thing though, kasi like I said, people want payoff without having to do the work. Kasi like I think the most of the idea that people why people feel that way is because they already want to be able to draw this intricate stuff, and I'm like a lot of us started with like drawing shapes and like just drawing complex, making complex shapes, and from complex shapes to more, I don't know,
Yeah.
to more detailed stuff. Kasi actually, yun din ang issue ko dati when it comes to doing illustrations. I used to get tunnel vision.
Like
Tunnel vision, like I'll start drawing like I want to start drawing an entire piece, then all of a sudden just start putting
you
so much details on one part, forget
yeah.
the rest.
Yeah. I get that mostly. Pero yeah, it's eventually those type of stuff, especially like yung the stuff that you just said. Those are stuff you really experience at the beginning or
Yeah,
even at the middle or whatever. But that's part of the experience, I guess. Like
yeah, exactly.
you gotta, it's not like mandatory, pero those are like some of the stuff you will notice na, okay, okay, I get it. kasi there's like people who don't understand like the whole idea na practice lang. Yung parang, just keep practicing. That's the point. Like, they would be like, hindi, hindi.
Alam mo, alam mo yung meme, yung astronaut na it's like it's like literally each piece you draw is always practice for the next one. Tapos yung meme nga na like wait,
Always
so it's
has
all
been.
so it's all practice? Always
Always
has
has
been.
been. Yeah, yeah. It's my it's the I remember and there was this, especially with me and my interactions online, and people I meet sa mga conventions. I would always get those type of people na yung parang sobrang insecure sa sarili, and especially sa skill. And
Mm.
I would be like dati I would cringe kasi like the solution is just to practice, yo. And
Yeah.
now ngayon medyo ano na ako I kind of
Uh,
realized na
sympathetic. Yeah.
yeah, and also ano I know na thanks to FB memories na I used to be that type of insecure as
Yeah.
well.
Same.
Like
Same.
I used to like, man, if you saw my work, was a weird year for me. 2012 to 2013, I tried so hard to do like uh, an anime style.
Mm.
It was like the shittiest anime style for me. Kasi ano I feel like I also blame my anime the influences I got, which is ano bang anime? Basta any anime made by Clamp, which is
Yeah.
Sakura, mga ganun.
Yeah.
Wherein everybody's long-bodied.
Yeah. Long necks, long
Yeah.
legs.
Everybody's tall. Even the girls are small, tall. Like they have long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically yeah. I got that problem, and then I was like, all my drawings were like so unproportioned, and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? I don't like it. God damn it, I hate this style. And eventually learned from it, and I ended up like loving the Scott Pilgrim style. Slowly made it my own, and yung mga ganun na bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, ano nga tawag doon? Sabi nila I mean, it's okay, like, that's how I also started that, like, trying to emulate a certain style until I found one that actually stuck with me.
Yeah.
Um, what's currently, kasi I currently have two different styles. So one is the more anime style, and the other one is, yung ginawa ko ngayon, it is like a mix between, um, parang rendered siya by marker, but it's like basta yung colored illustration ko looks a far way much different compared to my actual anime-ish style.
Okay.
Kasi my anime-ish style is influenced by yung style ng artist ng Soul Eater. Si
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So same like Fire Force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Kaya kapag napansin mo how I detail some of my illustrations, mapapansin mo.
Yeah. Wait. What?
Hmm?
What did you say? Ano yung mapapansin ko?
Like mapapansin mo yung how I detail some of my flat illustrations. Doon mo mapapansin yung style ng influence.
Like the
The lines.
scratches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Uh,
Kasi I like the scratchy, the dirty sketch type.
remember when you were saying something about tunnel vision?
Yeah.
There was a time wherein I loved like putting like yung parang yung scratches, let's call them scratches. Yung scratches sa drawing that I would overly put them into everything.
Dude, same.
Like first the wall. The wall has to have more than the person. And then like hair, shirt, like had to put like and it came to the point that it became like a pattern. Like yung parang scratch
Yung
it,
cross-hatching.
it never became cross hatching. It just became like it's always like yung parang dots slashes lang all
Yeah.
over all
Yeah.
over the screen, and then me looking at it, it's like, oh man, that looks dope. Pero looking at it now, it's like, oh my god, I overdid this. and I was so focused whenever I'm like putting like those details, like this kind of look, this will look dope, and then like I'm so tunnel vision and like in like looking at those areas, especially as like a digital artist, you look only like zoomed in all the time. That you when you finally zoom out and see the whole picture, like, ew, what the fuck? Why did they put so much of these scratches?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Same thing that happens to me. Like,
Damn.
alam mo yan, dati was like, I was, especially when it comes to the hair, I was like so set on making it look as detailed as possible.
Yeah. Now
It's
I know.
exactly
I feel like I've learned na rin na nobody really cares about those stuff. So I
in
try to remove like unnecessary parts.
in
Yeah.
yeah, it's about simplification na rin. Ako like na-realize ko lang din yun recently. It's ano, it's not about the amount of details. It's like parang it's not necessarily how complex you can make your work be. It's like make it look as simple as possible, but also make it look eye catching enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's a part of like being an artist na rin, na you especially with the digital age. You learn those stuff through like putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
And like had I not like placed the not like had I not uploaded this drawing, I wouldn't, or even if like you don't get the feedback, like not there's it's rare people would actually like critique your work. But
Mhm.
even like the basic stuff of like the views, engagement, likes, yung mga ganun na bagay, you can easily
Mhm.
like take that into consideration when with your like artwork. Kasi for example, the one that you said na simplicity, like people like simplicity or something like that. You only learn those stuff through like putting your art out and then knowing that okay, this doesn't do this didn't do well, so let's see if I change it up or I remove some details, and then when you put it back up, it's like okay, it's now getting more traction kasi with the changes, yung parang ganun na bagay,
Yeah.
and it's
Like
yeah.
mm,
So,
exactly kasi the thing about okay, recent na parang di ko lang kung paano nagiging prevalent talking point na naman tayo when it comes to artistry. Pero it's people na they say they're not getting enough traction, and I'm like, it's more of a point of who are you making art for? It's like, are you making art that you want to see, or are you making art that you just want others to see?
yeah, yeah. I guess knowing like the audience that you're trying to go for is also important. Yeah.
In, but the thing is, what's wrong? What I see wrong about their point that they're not getting enough traction for that is like, um, it comes off as disingenuous when they say that, but it's gonna this kind of fandom is pretty big or gonna it's like
So like
uh
just after the trends, parang ganun.
yeah, exactly.
Mga cloud chasers.
The thing about that, I mean, it gets tiring to like follow trends when it comes to art then.
Yeah. I mean, I stop. I try not to do the hashtags like sabi yung ano, yung parang nobody artist hashtag.
Yeah.
Especially yung ano art, yung ano like hashtags where you have to introduce yourselves for like the
Yeah,
nth amount of time and like re-upload the same artwork the nth amount of time, and then you don't even get like what do you
the
call
art
that? Then you
uh
don't get the so-called clout from it.
yeah,
Parang
the art
yeah,
shares.
yeah. Kasi first off, you're already like a struggling artist. Like you have a struggling fan base, followers, like a
Mm.
follower amount, and those hashtags only work for people with bigger followings. Like
Yeah, that's
if
the
you have
thing,
like
eh.
1,000,
That's
like basta if you're like popular, of course your hashtag would work. Your
for you,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
and then it might seem like since like if especially if you're like a new person and then like you notice that when you try this hashtag, you actually got likes or reshares or follows. But those are a very what's the word I'm trying to find?
Um, Unnatural.
Yeah, it's unnatural in a way that those people most likely will not stay.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. Oh my god.
because I've done like those hashtags back in the day, and I would get followers, but at the same time I would lose that amount of followers because I posted something new that's totally different from what they would be expecting. So like
Uh,
it doesn't really work in a
the
way. Yeah.
that's the thing eh. Kasi ako like I'm okay where I'm at now. At least so far as I'm doing. Kasi I'm feeling like I think the current amount of like traction I get is just pretty okay compared to like the output I'm getting or like the output I'm pushing.
Ah,
Kasi
yeah, yeah.
like I don't know why some I think it's more of people thinking that they deserve more. Like sure that's okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't I don't
It
I
makes
don't want to
sense.
knock I don't want to knock the hustle of people actually wanting to get more traction or like get more attention for their artwork. But then again, have some fun doing your work. Like do art that you actually want to see and not art that you just want others people to see. Like um but then
I I remember.
sometimes
Wait, what? Finish on
like
yours.
sometimes it's sometimes it's your own niche that helps get you like your own ano that helps you gain your own traction or your own popularity.
That is true. Kasi ano for example with me as an artist, I never or I could never like draw um in an anime way, and I've forever I kind of learned from that and like just stuck to like the style that I'm doing, and even if like people aren't into that type of art style, I'm like that's okay because I'm trying to get people who are, and like that's the point, build like connections through. I rather like get stuff like especially in terms of like followers as natural as possible. Because if it's way too forced, especially with the whole hashtags and also like the whole trying to like get people to RT you or yung mga retweets, and it's good. It's good, but at the same time, it's way too what do you call this? Unstable.
Yeah.
Kasi
It,
ano, wait, sorry, I'll just finish this. Sino ba? I'm gonna check my how much followers do I have on Twitter. I have like 2,100 followers on Twitter, and that like there was a time wherein I would get like in a week or two I would get like 20 followers, and at the same time like the following week I would lose like even more than that. So and it's because of like this weird way of like promoting people. Like if people retweeted my stuff, they would think, nah, maybe he only posts this type of shit, so that's like him, or we think his stuff is interesting, so we follow him now and find out that okay, he just tweets about his day, so that's unfollow. Yung mga ganun na bagay na uh, you think na it helps, but actually it doesn't. And unless like what do you call this,
mm,
you value those numbers very deeply, that then
yeah, exactly. That's ano eh. That's also really again that's part of how an artist dies inside when you mind the numbers too much.
yeah,
It just you'll start having less fun.
yeah,
Kasi
that's true.
ako nga nagulat nga lang din ako kasi it's like when the payoff comes off more natural nga, as they said. It's like I drew something, then for the first time I went past like 100 likes in one illustration, and I was like, oh shit, is that so real? It's like I woke up to like 100 likes on Instagram. Like, oh shit, this is so cool. It's like, and I know it was like a pretty niche pardon anime back then. It was like a reference to an old anime I really loved that didn't really make sense to me even until now.
Is it for FLCL?
Yeah, Furikuri.
Really, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah, I would.
yeah, like I drew Kanti yung with the T posing thing.
Nice, nice.
So like, and people, and like someone even told me that it actually looks like a still from the anime. It's like, oh shit,
Damn.
thanks. That like that kind of thing, like I know, feels so much because it's like I just felt like drawing and I can't because okay, first of all, it's like that show meant a lot to me because it kind of helped build my like actual interest in the niche kind of anime I love.
Yeah,
It's like after that, I don't know, already came like the Evangelion stuff,
the weirder
other
stuff.
the weirder stuff, Gurren Lagann, my god, like those kinds of stuff. I mean, I don't care if it doesn't make sense to me. I love the show though.
Well, that's how anime is.
No, I think that's the point of the entire show. It doesn't make sense. It's like they just want to make cool visuals and just hell, let's do it.
Yeah, there are animes that sometimes get me like that. Is that Keiju? The female butt sports.
Ah, yeah, Keijo.
Yeah, Keijo. Yun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also don't get the point of that anime,
I
but I'm
I've
like,
I've loved that. I remember. Oh my god, fucking. Uh, I remember watching that anime when it released, and I immediately loved how dumb it was.
exactly, dude. I was like, it's fun to watch dumb
Um,
anime, man.
hold on, hold on.
All right, all
This
right.
might be the actual first time that I have to edit this episode.
Oh damn. All right,
Like I said,
that's
no,
good.
something happened.
It's okay.
What were we talking about? Furikuri,
Yeah, like
obscure anime.
dumb anime,
Yeah,
and why it's fun to watch dumb anime.
yeah. Anyway, dumb
Uh,
anime will always. It's 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 one of those stuff that makes you proud to be an artist.
yeah,
Because
I
you're
mean
like, oh my god.
sometimes. Yeah, like sometimes it just doesn't have to make sense. Cause I mean, sometimes it's just fun to watch something that you could turn your brain off a little to
And
and
it
just have fun.
and it's like it's a good I it gives you good ideas on like what's the limit, because if you're able to like find dumb anime, you'll be like, oh, okay, so anything is possible now.
Yeah, exactly. Diba?
Yeah, it's much better to have those type of stuff because it kind of there's a possibility that those dumb stuff that you watch or you think you like or you like pala will influence you in like something as an artist, like like what's the dumb stuff that I made. All right, I made this comic called Please Take Care of My Heart. It's basically, yeah, to those who don't know it, can buy it, but at the same time, I'm gonna spoil it because it's been out for so long. I can spoil it now. The basic thing is like there's this date that happened through like matching on Tinder and something,
Mm,
and it ends up like the girl, like it's called Please Take Care of My Heart, and I wanted like what if I take that title to the extreme, make it real dumb. So it's
yeah.
the ending is the woman who dated this guy through, through a blind date so that she could try to harvest the guy's heart.
Hell yeah.
And that was like my joke or my dumb idea that I just like, man, dumb ideas.
I
they,
mean,
yeah.
oh, dumb it might be, but that's actually a good freaking plot, man.
Yeah, see, and it's those
Yeah,
type of yeah, it's because you if you surround yourself with dumb aesthetics or like, those obscure type of stuff that you're able you can actually, make some,
resonate with.
yeah, you can actually make good like obscure content na people might actually find interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yun yan, natutuwa ako kasi the title still makes so much sense.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I always get people, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm not into love." I'm like, "Yeah,
We're not either.
yeah, man. It's all about love." Even like the whole cover, I based it off like all the romance novels I could find on like National Bookstore. Like I was like doing
Oh,
research and like
that's
taking
smart.
pictures of like, okay, this looks, it has to be a couple hugging with like cursive writing as a font.
Dude, that was hard. That was smart as hell.
Yeah, it's basically I just want like, how far will you go for dumb ideas? And another dumb idea is like let's say this podcast for example. I placed so much effort into this dumb thing of just like forcing people to talk to me during 3 a.m. And now it's like it's like something kind of legit. And it's because of those dumb ideas that you find it dumb at the start, and it's like the like dumb interesting wherein you feel more excited the more you work on it, and like as time goes by you suddenly fall in love with that dumb idea and be like proud of it, like, yeah, I come up with that dumb idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like can't knock the hustle, man. I mean, it's definitely something to at least be proud of, and it's well warranted, naman.
Yeah. How about you? Any dumb ideas in the progress or wala pa?
Okay, so yeah, since I'm planning to do this naman, one thing I'm actually planning on. Well, I'm already drafting it, but I'm calling it the space bar.
Is it drugs?
No, it's literally okay. The premise will literally be an astronaut that got stuck in space.
Okay. Okay.
So he just turned his entire space station into a bar for aliens and for different beings
Damn, that sounds
in
cool.
space. So the thing about that is I want like um gosh,
Chapter
per each chapter I kind of want to ask a different artist to
to
draw
the alien.
a different alien, each of their own alien.
That sounds, see, it's those type of dumb ideas that really, could lead to something.
Yeah, it's like for example, someone will just ask for water, and then they'll be like, then some alien will like, wait, why is this guy asking for water? Oh, this guy is not a carbon-based life form. Like water is alcoholic for him.
Damn. I like how you did research on those type of stuff. Building in the lore already. I love it.
Oh, that's the thing though. I can like make it as obscure or as like as specific or as dumb as I wanna be.
Yeah, yeah. That's the goal into
It's
any
like it's like I could literally just like
makeup
like I
make
could just write scribbles in the speech bubble and like that's his language. Oh yeah.
I remember like that. What's that? There's this movie called Thank You for Not Smoking. Uh,
Uh,
there's this movie called Thank You for Not Smoking, and then they were like trying to bring, like they were trying to make an ad campaign for smoking, and one
mhm.
of their brainstorming ideas was like, we need an astronaut to like showcase smoking, and then they were like giving like facts on like, oh, but smoking, you can't smoke in outer space, and they're like, it's okay, we can make something up, that's the beauty of like sci-fi shit. You could just
Yeah, exactly.
they're like, oh, thank God we made this invention that lets us smoke in space. Parang yung mga, like, you don't need, if you're gonna find like loopholes, you can easily like just fill that up with more dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know. It's like I could make it sound like it tries to take itself seriously, but the entire point is it doesn't.
Yes, yes. You should really work on that. That sounds totally promising. I mean, I like it already. It sounds so good. It reminds me of like what's it? It's kind of like Space Dandy in a way.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I also love that show. Oh my god.
man. Yeah. I feel like for me, I feel like I've never finished it, but at the same time, I feel like I've watched it all. Cause there's that moment wherein I'm like, have I really watched it? Cause it's not kind of
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't
yeah,
seem
because
episodic. So yeah,
yeah, it's the thing about like non-episodic shows. It's like sometimes when you rewatch it, it feels like you're sometimes watching it again for the first time.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's been over an hour
Now we're
already.
now.
Yeah, so that's uh, I want to thank you, Adrian, for being a sudden guest for the
So
show.
it's
Thank you
been
for
good.
talking about anime and being an artist. Yeah. I like how
Thank you too for being an artist.
we went from like talking about visas to
to
Japanese cars,
then
then
artistry
yeah, a bit
and
of a rant,
anime.
and then anime. Too obscure anime, I mean. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good,
exactly.
to the point that you're able to give a pitch on a project you're working on. That's See, it ends
Yeah,
full
it's like
circle.
we've come full circle,
Yeah.
and I think that's about it.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Adrian. Go check him out. Malaking Ethics. Malaking Ethics. Twitter
And
and
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, the links in the description. Unless you're watching on Spotify, then there's no links. Just you know, the word is ethics. Okay, like
Ethics, like yeah,
logic or something.
yeah,
Yeah, something moral, something good, having a lot of good stuff, I guess.
yeah.
I don't know how to explain that,
Like
but yeah.
general respect for humankind, I guess.
Yes, yes, he has a lot of respect for humankind, kaya malaking ethics. Anyway, thank you so much. It's
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, man. It's been fun. Been glad to be here.
Yes, and me. Bye bye.
Bye.